Welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is not for a YouTube channel, so I will show you a brief of how to design with your phone. It has never been easier, especially with a lot of websites and AI tools being made available. In the past 1 year, designing with phone has been a lot more easier. So a lot of us use Canva and we can use templates, but for some of us who like doing the design from scratch, this is the app to use, Pixellab, the one that is written Pixellab. As you can see, some of other of my design softwares. So um but first of all, designing with your mobile is simple. Now, as a business owner, you do want to make brief designs, to communicate your message, to be able to buy the mindset of your audience to buy your product rather than just posting your product every day. You want to post product, you want to put beautiful prices, you want to have some compelling, convincing um information out there that will compel people to buy what you have, right? That's the essence of design. Instead of just posting the product or posting the service, you include some, you do it in some compelling form so that you can buy the minds of people. So a brief one, let me show you how to do it. So we like to use the app Pinterest, simply because Pinterest and some other websites you can easily get pictures for free. Can get pictures for free. So I'm opening Pinterest right now. Now when you open Pinterest, your Pinterest might not be like this. Maybe you've not adjusted it or set it, or you just installed Pinterest for the first time. You might not have it in this manner. That's because I've already set my niche to be design. So that is why I have my Pinterest in this form. So if you want to do designs in your phone, what you have to do is you can search for pictures that already have jewelries on top like this one, or you can search for podium. If you type podium, you will now start getting images like this. So when you get images like this, you can now put your design on top. Sorry, not your design, your product, whether it's cream that you're selling or jewelry or whatever you're selling, you can now put it. So I'm just going to go ahead and download this one, and then that's one podium. Sometimes I like downloading 2 3 or more so that I will make the I can just choose or select. So mind you, the podium that I'm downloading is a mobile size. Is like the ratio is 1920. The ratio is a 9 by 16. It's a 9 by 16 ratio. Some other ratios are usually shorter. So I just download. The reason why we download 2 3 or more is just to do a little testing here and there to see which one works, or as soon as we want to do more and more. So I just go or download podium. That's it. Then the next thing I'm going to do, jewelries are not limited to a specific type. Don't worry, I will tell you how to get jewelries, how to remove them from. So I'm not going to type. If you just type jewelries, you might get something like this. You might get something like this, and you just get the ones that are in people's product already and the way it is. But there are other ways to get some fascinating, stylishly positioned pictures. Type jewelry photograph. Look at it. Jewelry, either photo shoots, photograph. You are not going to get the ones that photographers used took their time to snap perfectly. Photographers arrange. You can see some already designed on a podium, on stones, and all of that. You can get something like that if you have a product. This is even easier because the photographer has done like say 90% of the job, right? So it's easier. You can just download this and all that, then you can just go. Some of these ones already have text. A graphic designer already did some briefs on it. All these other ones you can just download them depending on the ones you want. I'm looking for what I'm looking for. Okay, like for those of you who select chains, you can get something like this and you click on download. Depends on what you do. So you can go back. If you want to get individual photograph, I think this is the best rather than starting from a whole beginning. So guys, when you search for jewelry, you look for something that is close to the product that you sell, something that is very good with the product that you sell, you just get it. So I think that's enough for getting pictures. So what we do next is we exit Pinterest and then we go to Pixellab. Now, um, forgive me, I was creating a meme for a customer. So I'm just going to go to the three dot button and we'll say use image from gallery. Now we are going to get all of the jewelries that we want. Now I'm just going to look for one that I will use. I'll click on this, say you sell necklace and you want to advertise your necklace. So this is it. So I'm just going to turn off all of those former jobs I was doing for somebody. Forgive me, don't mind them. So all of it has gone. Now the reason I left the text, I want to change the text. So for that, before searching, now let me teach you something. Before doing your design, sometimes you don't know the particular text you want to use, a compelling word, a compelling text you want to put on your design that will make it captivating. You can just simply use Gemini. For those of us who use iPhone, you can go to Safari and search for Gemini or use ChatGPT. So you can just say, I want to create the say I want to create a sales design for I want to create a sales design for a necklace. Suggest captivating captions I can put in the design. So AI is going to give you some captivating text that you're going to put. So remember what I said, it has never been easier. It has never been easier designing on phone. So AI is going to give you something good. I'm seeing the first one, the everyday elegance, best for simple change and all that. So we have the gift and romance, the power and statement. You're just going to get a lot of so I'm going to go with everyday elegance, but I'm going to copy the everyday elegance. I want to make it somewhat thoughts revealing. So I'm going to just paste it the everyday elegance. I'm going to remove the I'll give you reasons why I'm removing it. I'm just going to post it and then I'm going to be doing a lot of testings like I mentioned so that you will see why I am doing that. The everyday elegance. First of all, I'm going to go to text and then I'm going to scroll to color. I'm going to make it white. You can use this place to click plus and then you use this one to select a color, either this white color or this color, but I prefer this so that it would match. That will be a compliment. So there you go, the everyday elegance. And then the next thing I'm going to do, it's not so perfect yet, right? It's not so perfect. I'm going to click done. Then I'm going to go to font. I'm going to show you how to get a font, how to get beautiful fonts like this on your phone, so that when you want to do designs like this, you won't have to stick with the fonts that Pixellab is giving you. Those fonts are the ones that are in your phone already. So I'm looking for something romantic, something special, something sweet. I'm going to just be clicking it and I'm going to be checking if it works for me. First of all, I would also want to arrange my font. I'll go to edit. I will now remove this D because I want to put them as different layers. I don't want them to be one layer. Remove that space. I'm going to say everyday elegance. I'll do this, the everyday elegance. So I don't really like this font. I'm just going to select more. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how to get more fonts in your phone. So I'm just going to look for more. See something beautiful. Mind you, there are types of fonts. There are sans serif fonts. Sans serif means fonts that do not have some kind of curvy edges. Then serif font means the ones that have curvy edges, and that's the kind of font I am looking for right now. No, there's a preview on top of here, so if you look, you'll be seeing the preview. I don't want to use that. Everyday elegance, I don't want to use that. Let me see this. No, I'm just gonna be looking for no. I don't want something like that. I want no. Let me see this. This looks so close, but I won't use it. I'll go to font. I'm just gonna keep scrolling until I find what I want to use. I'm just gonna keep trying. And yeah, they gave a suggestion. I'm just gonna keep trying until I find what I want. If I'm not getting it in the sans serif, I'm just gonna use a serif font. No, I'm not gonna use that. I'm going to look for something captivating, something around aesthetic. Let me see, Cinzel bold. Okay, I'm just gonna try Cinzel bold. All right, but to me it looks like a font for the movies, a font for the movies. I'm seeing afterglow. I need something like this. I'm also seeing aesthetic. There's a particular font I'm looking for. It's called aesthetic. It's very beautiful. I love using aesthetic for designs like this. Well, I'm not finding it, so I'm just gonna go with the everyday elegant. So this is everyday elegant. So I'm now going to duplicate it by going to this layer panel, and I'll click on this pencil icon, and then I'll click on that copy stuff over there. It's going to duplicate the font, and I'm going to put the over there because I want it to have a different. The reason why we are doing this is so that everything will be readable by the audience. Everything will be readable. I'm going to change it to a serif font. I have a lot of serif fonts on my phone. That is not a tough one to look for. I'm going to use Loves or Popin's Teen. The reason why I'm using thinner fonts, when you talk about love, you talk about those something sleek, something that is not so hearty, something, stuffs like that. So that is why I'm using thinner fonts. But I'm going to use Poppins. Poppins is a very good font. So if you want to do some adjustments, you're going to go to where you have align, spacing, alignment, and all of that. You would see positioning. All right, look at it, positioning. So you're just going to use these arrow tools to do your positioning. You can turn on a grid system. What the grid system does, it allows you to select the grid system allows you to select a particular angle where you can place the picture. The reason why, guys, I am using the particular position I'm putting it is to create balance in the design, right? Because of the way the layout already is, I want to create some sort of balance in the design. So I'm going to come down. A little. So I'm going to also go to that. If you look at this everyday elegant, it's like the E is gapped a little bit. So I'm going to go to edit. Yeah, that's the space. Now I've deleted it. All right, now it's balanced. It's balanced now. So I'm going to do more adjustments. Don't worry, take your time. Don't rush. When you do what you do, don't rush. So the next thing I'm going to introduce here is a brief statement. So I'm going to go back to Gemini where I gave, and I'm going to say I chose the everyday elegance. Give me a a sales speech that can follow that heading. So Gemini is just going to generate something, you know. So it has it. So it says since you've chosen the everyday elegance and all that. But I prefer using ChatGPT. ChatGPT knows how to do. Okay, so here's something wonderful. We all have those pieces in our jewelry box, say for someday. Most jewelry say most jewelry is either too heavy for long. Also, okay. Stop waiting for perfect time to shine, make elegance. So that's for CTA. I like that. For the clothes, I prefer something like that. So I'm going to copy. I'm not selecting all. Highlight, select. So I've selected it. I'm going to go back to my design. I'm going to also duplicate, like in this place now. Before I went here and I clicked here and I saw that copy icon, so it's also here. So I'm just going to simply click it and go to edit. Then I'm going to paste my CTA. Seems like, guys, seems like I didn't copy that CTA. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Remember to remove the um quotation marks, so that your audience does not see that. Look at, I'm removing mine now, so that your audience does not say it looks like you copied or design from somewhere. So I'm going to go to size and I'm going to start reducing the size. I've now reduced the size, put it here, and then I'm going to go to color. I'm going to make it dark. All right, I'm going to make it dark. So there you have it. Now if you look at our design, it doesn't really have a lot of contrast in it. Our design doesn't have a good contrast in it. We are just in the jewelry, we are seeing some tiny word that says everyday elegance. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to engage a principle in design that will call repetition. So I'm going to pick a golden color or a yellow color that matches with the chain. Then I'm going to make the everyday elegance that color. It's either I will use color or gradient, but I like using gradients. Gradient has this simple feel it gives, so you can just select a good color over here, click OK, then I'm going to go here, going to select a brighter one, going to say OK. So there you have something that looks, at least it looks far better than what we have before. I'm increasing the font now because I want it to be big. I'm still adjusting it to the corner. For me, it doesn't look so sweet. You can, when your design doesn't look that sweet, you can do more adjustments to it. I'm just gonna see how I will make that yellow more shiny, and then I'll take it to a more shinier yellow. So yeah, I'm closing in. Mind you, this is Pinterest. We can do a lot more better if we were on the computer, but what we do here is it still works because you use it to advertise your product and all of that. Now there's something called sizing and scaling in design. It's the ability to control what your audience sees first. So if everything is on a big scale, it's not going to make sense. There won't be any direction to what they're doing, right? Or what they are reading. They're seeing a picture, they're seeing everyday elegance and all that. So I'm just going to resize this closing text, and I'm going to make it smaller. The reason is I want it to be the last thing the designer will read. This everyday elegance, I'm not so satisfied with the font, but click the D layer, color, going to pick a very sharp color, come over here, the everyday elegance, position, not relative position, position, and I'm going to adjust it. Alright, so there you go. We have a very, very brief. That D, it's not so balanced there. I think I should put it in the center. I want to put it in the center. There are many beautiful fonts, and when you go to Google, you can just search for fonts. For those who are using Android, I don't know for those who use iPhone. When you go to the fonts, a website called the fonts, you can download any font here for free. You can download any font here for free. Remember about I told you about type of fonts. There are so many categories of fonts. If you watch fancy, foreign look, techno, bitmap, gothic, basic. So it is in the basic font you see the type of font that we're looking for. Remember I told you about serif and sans serif fonts and what they stand for. So over here now you can see there are so many fonts over here, so many fonts, beautiful fonts. So I'm just going to download any of these. I'm going to download, unzip, and I'm going to try them on my design to see if it gives me what I want. Download croned. Yes, against, guys, I saw against. It is a font I've been looking for. I love against so much because of how it clearly illustrates the type of designs I want, especially when it comes to fanciful designs like that. So I'm just going to go to my file manager, home, go to my downloads, and I'm going to unzip all of them. These are the fonts I just downloaded now. I don't want to unzip them here. I'm going to move them to a folder I call fonts. I have my fonts folder. Sorry guys, I'm taking your time. I want to do this now so that I won't forget to do it later. So that's my fonts folder. I'm going to move it here, and I'm going to extract all of them here. So when I click extract, Android is just going to automatically extract a lot of them for me. I have against. Yeah, so without wasting your time, I'm just going to go to Pinterest, later on zip the rest, and then I'm going to go back to fonts, my font, and I'm going to click here so that I can import new fonts to my designs. I love importing new fonts to my design. So that's against. I'm going to select the both of them into my design, and I'm going to go to the bottom of this design, this font folder, to look for against if it was imported. There are sometimes you import fonts in your phone and you just can't find them. It's really frustrating, you know. It's really frustrating. Pixellab does not organize fonts the way it should be. Alright, that's against. It is the first font that's included. Thank God they did bring it in. So when I change all of my fonts to against, I love the way against, yeah, so there it is. I love the way against usually does that. Very beautiful font, knows how to. So I'm just going to go back to color, and I'm going to try to get what I have here. I think this one relates so much to what we have there. All right, it relates so much to what we have there, but I'm not so satisfied with it. I'm just going to go over here, see if I can increase the weight a little bit. I'm just going to try to put it one side, increase what I have over here, make it more shiny. I still don't like what I have. I think the reason is because of my background. I'm using a white background. Now, here is something, guys. When you're having challenges like this, when you're trying to pick a color, make a design look balanced, like that, just go back to Pinterest. All right, go back to Pinterest. Look for designs that people did that are similar to what you're trying to do. look at the colors that they used, how they placed them. You can just say jewelry graphic design. This will help you a lot. You will be able to see the way people place them. As you can see, a lot of people here, with what I'm seeing already, they used darker backgrounds so that they can use white text. See, I'm seeing that some people use dark background, so the person used the white background. But this is just basically what to do. You just look at how some graphic designers placed them, how they used them, how they put these things together to get something beautiful. This is really astonishing from what I'm seeing here. The person used a total black, and mind you, using moody backgrounds is so sweet. The reason is because the type of design you're putting forth, it really matters. All right, it really matters. So putting it in a darker mode will help it. I'm seeing this one, I'm seeing flyers now. Okay, so I'm into the flyer space now. So I'm seeing how graphic designers did their placements, some used mannequins and all of that that made the design darker. So I'm going to show you what to do. Now that we are having that challenge, this is what we are going to do. We are going to include a shape. We're going to include a shape. From text, you click the center button, there's a space to include a shape. We're going to make that upper layer darker. We're going to make it darker, and then we'll make it a gradient, and when we'll make the color a gradient, and then we will make a part of that gradient invisible. So here is it. So here is the darker part. We are taking the darker part upstairs and bringing the lighter part downstairs. So this is what I'm talking about. We're making a darker part. Now this lighter part, when we click it, we're going to click on color, and then this last node here is what we use for transparency. The center one is for coloring and for black and white. The topper one is for adding color. So the last one is for transparency. So we just add the transparency. As you can see now, that place is transparent. So here we go. We've now had something that looks smoothie, something that we can work with, and then we're just going to go to layers, and then we'll bring our layer in front. We'll take that particular layer a little bit down, and we'll bring all our layers on top. So this way we can now, since we are having a little bit of problem picking a very beautiful color for our font that matches the design, we're just going to pick, for me I would have picked a white, I just want to try again if I can get something wonderful, but if not, I think I'm just going to go ahead and use white, the everyday elegance. Now for you, if this is okay, you can go ahead and use it, but for me, I really don't like it. When you study color theory, you're going to understand why a lot of that stuff we do not like it. It really doesn't match into what we want. If this jewelry were to be a brighter color, what I was going to do was I would have used my color picker tool, and then I'll go to jewelry, and I'm going to click on jewelry until I get the color of the jewelry, right? Until I get the color of the jewelry, then I will use that color as my color theory. Going to look for it until I get it. So something brownish. You can watch over here on top, you can see the colors adjusting, right? So that's okay. I click okay. I'm going to now swap because I need the lighter parts to be on top of my text. So this is somewhat close, guys. I think this is close to what we want. So I'm just going to pick a color for that guy. Also still come to the jewelry, look for but I'm going to use a brighter color this time for the design. I'm going to look for a brighter part and the design. I'm going to pick a color from there. So this is better, guys. This is better. So now you have the everyday elegance, you have your jewelry, and then you have your beautiful text below that says stop waiting for a perfect moment to shine. So the reason I'm raising this up is so that you can put something we call a CTA. CTA simply means call to action. A call to action. So what is that call to action? It is your phone number, it is your WhatsApp number. So you can just go ahead and say duplicate. I'm duplicating that text so I can put WhatsApp. Now for some of you who will need resources like WhatsApp, PNGs and all that, you can still go to Pinterest. I told you designing on phone has never been easier. So I'm just going to say WhatsApp logo, and then I'll add PNG. So it's going to give me some PNG versions of WhatsApp logo. Some of you might want to download the green one, but the reason I'm not going to download it is because of my color theory. Like I mentioned, I do not want the design to have odd colors, right? So I'm just going to click on this icon. I love it so much, that particular. So you can take your time to download other ones, Instagram, Facebook, all those PNG logos, so that whenever you're doing any type of design, you can use it. Now I've downloaded it, but if I import it to Pinterest, it is not transparent like this. So if I click here and I say from gallery, you're not going to click that other three dots this time around. You click the plus button. If I import it, it's going to import as a shape. And Pixellab does not have the technology of removing backgrounds for now, just like Photoshop. So I'm going to go to Google. You can use Safari to search for photo room. So that's it. Photo room background remover. So photo room helps to remove background from apps. Designing on phone has never been easier. I will always say that thanks to technology, thanks to all the technicians, the tech guys who took their time to make all of these things available for us. There are other ones that are paid versions of it. You can support the works of those people by using what they do. So it has removed the background. I'm just going to download it now. So now I've downloaded it. Now that I downloaded, if I import it to Pinterest, I'm just going to go to layers and delete this one. Now if I import it to Pixellab rather, you're going to see that the background has been removed. So I'm just going to crop it a little bit, click OK, and then resize it to be very small. Resize it to be very, very small. So I'm going to say this is your phone number. I want to say WhatsApp and then add your phone number 0816 2177216. So that's my WhatsApp phone number. I'm making it a little bigger. So I'm going to say DM on WhatsApp. So we have a statement that says the everyday elegance, and we have this beautiful jewelry, and then we also have a statement below that says stop waiting for the perfect time to shine, make elegance your everyday habit. I think I'm going to end it there so that it doesn't or it also says click the link below to find your new signature. But that message is so tiny because people are not going to read all of it complete. This is a very beautiful message, don't get me wrong. You can leave it in yours, but I'm just going to remove mine and make mine a one-line statement, or I can still make it a two-line statement and still increase the font. So I like what it gives me there. So I'm going to say now you might be wondering how to adjust the color of your PNG that I just imported. It is very simple. Also, resizing is also simple. Don't mind that I'm using my hand to do the resizing. So this is it. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to go to size, and I can resize it. looking for size right now. Forgive me. The scaling, texture, opacity, erase. Yep. Forgive me, guys. I am used to using my hand. All right, that's it. So increase, decrease, increase, decrease. All right, that's perfect. So position, down, 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 down. So you have it. Go to color, enable color, so it has added the red color. I can choose to leave that red color. I can choose to use the gradient I used for my this thing. It's going to make it the same color, and I like it because in design there's something we call repetition. When you use repetition in your design, you will make the design a little more complementary. So I'm also going to add a simple shape. I'm going to go out from there and I'm going to add a very simple shape. The reason I'm adding that simple shape is so that I can give my audience where to focus on. Mind you, the things you do in your design gives your audience where to focus on. I'm going to make the edges a little bit curvy. I don't want it to just be straight, this is for blurring. I'm going to curve the edges. Don't worry, you see how to do it briefly now. Okay, that's reduce. So as you can see, the edge is curving right there and I like it. Okay, still on edit, I'm going to go to color. I'm going to just take the shape behind my WhatsApp and my phone number, so that those ones they stay on top. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to make my shape the color of that elegance, and then I'm going to make my design to be white. So I can click this. Okay, I think I like this. I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to, if you leave, mind you, you can leave yours like that, your WhatsApp logo, or you can for me, I'll change mine to white so that there'll be a bit of a contrast to it. So you have WhatsApp. I'm going to bring it to the center. I'm going to bring my WhatsApp to the center. The reason I'm bringing it is so I can put a text below and say that says contact us. Contact us. So that's my logo. That's my WhatsApp. I'm going to go to color, and I'm going to make it white, completely white. Yes, my text also is going to be white. You can use black for yours, don't get me wrong, don't mind that I'm using white. Yeah, when we design, we do a lot of testing, look at what works best. I think this darker color works best. So I'm going to now go back to layers, select my WhatsApp layer, and then I'm going to click on color. I'm going to use that same darker shape. So this works better. People, remember, one thing about graphic design is you want to do what your audience will see, what your audience can see and relate to immediately. There are a lot of beautiful designs out there, but some of them do not function well, simply because graphic designers just love beautifying rather than doing things that people will see. So I'm going to increase the size of this. I'm also going to duplicate it. I'm going to just quickly move it. I like using this quickly moving to. I'm going to double click it for edit, and I'm going to say contact us. Guys, if the space you're using is not so enough, you can go ahead and increase the size of that shape. You see what I'm doing right here? Do you see? I'm increasing it from one end so that I can make the size enough. So contact us. I'm now going to position up, 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 up. Then I'm going to also click on WhatsApp. So I can just, the reason why I left this grid is so that when I'm designing, I can use the grid lines to create balance in my design, right? I can use the grid lines to create balance in my design. I'm going to go to position, go to, if you don't like how the gap that it is moving between, you can change. If I change it now, it's going to start skipping when I move, but when I reduce it, the more I shift, it's going to move gradually. Click this position, so I'm going to say go up, come down a little bit. If you notice, contact us, WhatsApp and my phone number, they are not the same color. So those are the things you ought to look out for when designing. All right, so you ought to look out for those things so that you are okay. It's better now, so but it's not really balanced. It's not really balanced. Size by 40, 41, 42, 43. I'm trying to fill up the much space in the shape. So the font I'm using, I don't like it. I'm just going to go to, you need fonts. The reason why you need fonts is there are some fonts that, these fonts are powerfully crafted and designed by, there are some designers who just focus on creating only fonts that will help you communicate your message, to help put your message in some form that it really looks beautiful, just like what we have with Against. So I can use Poppins, but there's a particular font I'm looking for. It's called Sora. I like that font so much. Forgive me for wasting your time in looking for my font. So I'm just going to go ahead and look for Sora. Guys, I've had Sora here all along. I don't know why I'm looking. I don't know why I'm looking for Sora. Poppins is just scattered all over the place. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and use Poppins. Poppins is still a very wonderful font. So you see how thick and bold that font is. It's way better than the former one. So I'm just going to go to size as usual and resize it. I'm going to go to size. I don't want you doing your designs and you're putting all those dirty reflections. So when I see your work, I don't need all those reflections on it. So I'm going to contact us. I'm going to go to font again. Don't mind that I'm always looking, scrolling, and there is something called recent. You can just go to recent and see the font that was recently used. That's okay. So this text is 40. So I'm going to make my contact as 40. I'm just going to choose sizes that would balance until the design is okay. I want to know what size this is. This is 48, size 48 also. So I have a balance over there. Position, I'm not doing some adjustments. All right, so that's okay. So now I'm going to put my WhatsApp in center. Where is my size, position? So I think it's okay there when I turn off this screen. So guys, this is basically how designing with your phone looks like. For just that brief communication. There's something that is not here. Could you guys mention what is not here? Something is not in this design. I wish you would get it. The logo. There's no logo in this design. There's no logo in this design. So, okay. The everyday elegance, there's a necklace. Contact us. So I'm going to just import any logo at all from the gallery. I'm just going to look for a beautiful logo from one of the clients I worked with. The ones, okay, yes, Elive logo. Elive is a brand I created. Elive sells a lot of beautiful stuff. What I'm looking for is the PNG file. All right, I'm looking for PNG files. I used to have a lot of PNG files. Okay, that's a PNG file from Elif. Elif also sells jewelries, bags, and shoes, so it will be beautiful to use their logo for this design. I can decide to put the logo here. I can decide to put it here. Wherever I want, it is my choice. I can just decide to put it here. It is the first thing that will show, or at best, the center, because this design is more of a center alignment. All right, this design is more of a center alignment. So if you look at the way it is, you're gonna see that you have something that is subtle, something that is briefly unique. When your customer sees it, it helps in sending out compelling messages, the font you use and all of that. I want to make my everyday elegance have this same color that this shape have. I'm really not so satisfied with the coloring, especially color. So I use a gradient color on it, especially with the darker parts. So I'm just going to go to color. I'm going to look for my shape, and then I'm going to reduce it a little bit. I'm reducing it because it is a gradient. Increase the saturation on it. Let me see how that works. So yeah, I have something that is relatable. So that's the everyday elegance. That's a jewelry. That's a very tiny message that would also want to draw attention to people to read. All right. So you briefly have something to work with here. You can do more when you use your phone, right? So, but this is one. I'm going to also show you how to do some other stuff. So this basically, just go ahead and try it and give me your feedback.